Seen a lot of like grammatical sentence structure where I think even a good example is here by the vending machines. It was like, bring it in here.
My cousin bought a hat here last year,
Yeah.
and it's a T-shirt, and it said like, yeah, stinky tofu.
I thought it said sticky, but it's stinky.
Oh, did you find any weird English in Japan? On the menu, on sign everywhere with shirts? Did you find it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, some
Okay.
interesting grammatical
Okay.
sentence structure.
Can you explain?
Sure.
Yes.
In what context you want me to explain? Like anything I've seen that's strange? Like, or just
Anything.
any?
Anything.
Do you
You can say
notice
it.
anything?
You can say anything.
Literally anything.
I can say, okay.
Okay.
At a lot of the bars we go to, all the English menus, they don't give you a choice.
Yeah.
So it's just a whiskey highball,
Mhm.
even though there's lots of whiskeys behind the bar.
Okay.
You just order a whiskey highball, and then the staff obviously don't understand enough English for you to explain what whiskey in English, and we don't know any Japanese to explain that we want a certain type of whiskey. So you just order whiskey,
Uh-huh.
and you trust that they give you one that you can afford,
Mhm.
and it's okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I think that's the whole menu is like that. It's the same with most of the drinks I find. Beers are the same. It's also general.
So in English menu, only highball they have.
Yeah, well, they
Only
have like,
highball.
they just choose a select amount
So
of drinks
you
for
would
you in
choose
English,
it,
and that's
yeah.
it. Those are your only options.
So the English menu is like, you wouldn't have a whiskey highball, you just have a whiskey list. It'd just be the whiskeys. And you can choose how you want it done, right?
Really?
Whereas here, there's no list of the drinks. It's
Oh,
the
I
same
see.
with beer here. It's
Uh-huh.
just beer, and it'll be 600 yen.
Oh.
Whereas
I see.
our menus would have like
All the
Castle
different
Lard,
types
Black
of
Ale,
menus
all
you
the
can
different
have,
types
Yeah.
of
drinks you can have.
beer.
Oh,
So it's
interesting.
very limited. We found like there's not much choice in the English menu.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry
No,
for that.
no,
No. I mean, you know, because I'm Japanese, I say sorry a lot.
Fair enough.
Right.
100%.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
too bad.
This is very-
Yeah.
That's one thing that was interesting.
Yeah. Anything else like grammatically
Oh yeah,
incorrect?
we've seen a lot of like grammatical sentence structure where I think even a good example is here by the vending machines. It was like, bring it in here instead of put it in here or place it in here.
Yeah.
Just that's English grammatical. And a lot on the trains, the way your sentence structure, sometimes the words are wrong, but it makes sense.
Mhm.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Notice that a little bit.
Exactly. There's a lot.
It's quite cute actually.
Well, is it good? Is it good?
And we don't
Yeah.
mind. We don't mind, to be fair, because we're just grateful that there is some English
Yeah.
around that you can. There's enough for you to get around and figure out how to do things. Because obviously, we coming here, we speak zero Japanese, so to be able to get around in a Japanese country is great. So it's brilliant.
Yeah. Every time you spot like some incorrect grammar, incorrect word, do you find it funny?
Yeah, a little bit. I do.
You do.
Because you can see like the effort being placed to like make it English, that I was like, surely you could have found someone who's English that could translate directly. But I guess there's not many, bilingual
Yeah, true.
Japanese/English people. So that
Or
was quite
maybe because of a Google Translate.
definitely.
Yeah, right.
Big problems. Yeah.
Mhm.
Google Translate's, I've heard, is like not a good idea. To
Not at all to me. Not at all to me.
Even into Japanese is not a good idea.
Exactly. Especially like translating Japanese into English is so
yeah.
tough.
I can imagine.
Right.
And the other way around.
Exactly.
No, we found issues there.
Do you guys know like a polite way in Japanese? So we have keigo, which is a polite way. We tell everything in polite way. But English, there's no polite.
No,
I mean, couple, but not as
No.
polite as Japanese.
Right.
So when we put some of the word in Japanese, translated in English in a weird way. That's what I noticed.
See. Is that
Yeah.
the reason?
Exactly.
How
Exactly.
interesting.
What about shirts? Did you see anyone wearing the shirts in
Yes.
English?
Yes.
Did you find
Last
any?
night, it was a rude shirt.
Okay. Okay.
Can I say it on air?
Yeah, of course.
It said, "Fuck Tokyo, we love Osaka."
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah. Okay. He must have bought it in Osaka.
No,
He must have bought it in Osaka for
No
sure.
way they bought in Tokyo.
Exactly. Wow.
We haven't actually noticed much though because everyone's wearing jackets because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
cold.
I know,
So
I
like
know.
you don't really see the shirts
Yeah.
unless you're in like a bar if
Mhm.
someone takes off their jackets.
True.
Um,
Where'd you find it? Where'd you find the shirts?
It was in
Shinsekai.
Shinsekai.
Fair.
Yeah.
That is so fair enough.
Yeah, that was interesting.
It was actually
Yeah.
one of the owners of the restaurants there. One of the, what is it called? The
Oh.
not yakitori. The octopus balls. What are they called?
Takoyaki?
Takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
It was one of those
Yes.
stores.
Okay.
It's quite funny.
So funny. That is so funny.
Like I find like also what we call a bar in South Africa versus a bar here is also very different. Like a bar here seems like a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
In where us, it's just a beer bar.
Just like a izakaya.
Like we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't
It's like a
realize
bar.
we're searching bars on Google
Such a
Maps
bar.
and we keep getting cocktail bars. We're like, we don't want a cocktail, we want a beer.
More high-end, formal place.
Now we have to
Exactly.
work out how to find the cheap places.
Exactly. Yeah, when it comes to a bar in Japanese, literally a cocktail bar.
It's so
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. It's only cocktails. That's what I
Only
saw.
cocktail. Yeah, exactly.
And it's expensive.
Sure. And they serve you a charge. You know charge? It's kind of seat price.
Oh,
So if you get a seat, which means like you gotta pay the kind of price at first. So they charge you more.
Right.
So next time you want to drink, just search for
Izakaya.
izakaya,
Yes.
and then you can spot a good place.
Definitely sounds like a better idea.
Yes, for sure. Did you find any weird? Or that's about it?
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Okay, that's
in
about it
3
so
days.
far. That's about it
Yeah,
so far.
no,
In
true.
3 days.
In 3 days, that's
Okay.
kind of what we noticed
Okay.
English-wise.
Yeah, you can find it more so far. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I feel like it's very accommodating to tourists.
Mhm.
Even though you don't speak the same language, you know,
Right.
you kind of understand through sign language and
Mhm.
signs.
Mhm.
Oh, that was also really nice that we found
Okay.
is that if we're at like, I don't know, some kind of tourist area, they have English signs.
Uh-huh.
So if you're confused, they like show you the English sign.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, cool. I understand you
True,
now.
true.
Which is quite cool.
Mhm.
It's
Like
just-
whenever we see like someone travel, like having a travel,
Yeah.
we're like, they can speak English. Okay, I'm gonna show my sign. So that's what it is.
I
Yeah.
think we must look very English because like
Yeah.
everywhere we go, English menu,
Exactly.
English this.
Exactly.
So yeah, that definitely helps.
Yeah. Did you find any English menu, or did you see any like weird shirts written in English?
Well, we tried to sign up for a yoga class today.
okay.
That was all Japanese, and we had the lady working there had to do the whole application for us off my phone.
Okay.
So, but you can figure it out. You get the translate apps.
Uh-huh.
Menus are 50-50, but it's all
Yeah.
part of the fun.
Yeah, Google Translate definitely helps you. Yeah, 50-50. There's some English menus, some not. But the restaurants that you want to go to, like off the beaten path, less touristy, definitely do not have English menus. But Google Translate really helps with that. So, yeah.
So when you see the English menu, did you find like any mistakes in a funny way?
Oh, tons.
Okay. I want to know some.
Yeah,
I wanna
well, the gondola in Hokkaido said, "Thank you for your cooperation"
Okay.
instead of cooperation. So there's lots of funny little like misnomers
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. It's enjoyable though.
What was the funniest one?
Probably that one.
That
yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that
Well-
and also I was in the bathroom at Lawson's today, and it was telling us how to use the toilet, and I think I've been using it wrong this whole time because it said you're not supposed to stand on the toilet seat forward or backwards. So, that I've learned a lot.
He's kidding.
You kidding?
No, I was actually serious about the photo and like the sign.
Okay.
Yeah. Just there's just little subtleties, right? Like it's usually just like slang or like mistranslation in terms of like grammar that's usually lost when they try to translate to English. So,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's good.
We get by. It's a very
Uh-huh.
organized
Okay.
society. So you get trains and stuff. It's all intuitive. It's
Okay.
easy to get
You
around.
can figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and everyone's super polite too. So. Yeah, in North America, they'd be like, "All right, man,
Just
you're
leave, just
you're
leave."
done. Get out of here."
Okay. What about shirts? Did you see any Japanese wearing shirts, wearing like English shirts, and they written like in a weird
Yeah,
things?
Not weird things, but you wonder if they know what it means.
I mean, I want to know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw a couple we were chuckling with last night. I forget exactly what they said, but
Mhm.
no, we do that all the time too. My cousin bought a hat here last year,
Yeah.
and it's a T-shirt, and it said like "We shall repent."
Okay.
We got it from this bar that was like a church. I mean, it was like very church themed. And then we finally translate on the way home, and it's like very anti-Christianity, and everyone on the train staring at him. So
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Cool. That's funny. Yeah. What about you?
Well, yeah, there's definitely like American culture and how it translates to fashion, right? So, yeah, I don't, nothing kind of jumps out at me. There's no swear words across the but there's definitely English words throughout fashion, and I would say the same thing. I hopefully I don't have any repent shirts going on right now. You let me know, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. Because one time I've seen it is like, so one guy wearing that English shirts, he said erection. literally, but he didn't know the meaning.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him, so I feel like
you should have.
Why?
Well,
he just
maybe he had one.
I don't know.
You could have interviewed him about it.
Yeah.
He's Japanese. He's Japanese, and that was like kind of a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like before I started YouTube. So,
Yeah.
And at the moment, like I didn't know the meaning of erection, and I was hanging out with my American dude, and he told me like, "Hey, look at the shirts." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Erection." I'm like, "What?" He was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "No way, dude."
Hard wiener. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
At least it didn't say flaccid.
That's the opposite.
That's the opposite.
Oh, okay.
It's either hard or soft. There's no in between.
Yeah. I'm sorry for that. Did you find any weird English or weird shirts like
Here?
here in Japan, like
Not
English menu, from
Oh,
English menu,
yeah,
or
there
from
was-
like sign?
There was one menu place where we went to. It was on our first night here.
Mhm.
Everything was meat.
Mhm.
Chicken was meat.
Mhm.
Pork was meat. Beef was meat. So I was like, oh yeah, this is this meat with rice, and this is meat with rice, but one is like white and then brown meat, and you're like, what's the difference here? Like it all just is meat. So the translation there was a bit rough, but, and then Google Translate did not help either. It was just like, oh, recommended.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, but what's the difference? And it was just like, no, this is just recommended meat.
Oh, I see.
You know, other than that,
Okay.
it's been
So
alright.
far, pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
most translations of in signs in English or shirts in English.
Okay.
I saw a shirt that said "Loyalty, Truce, Crescent." I'm not sure if the crescent was like a favorable attribute or something. I'm not sure what was going on with that one, but yeah.
Okay. What about you?
No, nothing yet. Nothing out
really?
of the ordinary.
Oh, really?
It's been, quite straightforward. I haven't really looked at many people's t-shirts, to be honest, but the menus have been fine.
Oh, okay.
Stinky tofu was a bit different, but I guess that's just a cuisine that's...
Stinky tofu, stinky.
Yeah, stinky tofu.
I thought it said sticky, but it's stinky.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was meant to be sticky
Yeah.
tofu, but it's smelly tofu.
Yeah.
Stinky tofu.
Oh. Wait, it written stinky tofu?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it actually stinky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was right. It was.
But
Right.
it's
Yeah,
it's a
meant to be.
dish that's maybe from China or Taiwan. Yeah.
Stinky tofu. That's funny. What about like a spelled wrong, spelled incorrect, something? Did you find it?
No.
No?
No.
No.
I feel like we've seen good spelling.
We've only been here a couple of days, so
Okay.
we're probably yet to find something.
We'll
Oh.
have to keep on the lookout.
Yeah. Exactly.
And most of the stuff that is like different, if we like tried to Google Translate it, Google Translate's more made the error than what's written down. It's like obviously they know what they've written, but then Google Translate isn't registering the symbols, and it's just like no, that's not what it says. It's like okay, thanks Google.
True.
So
Yeah.
that's just more of an app choice than anything.
So Google Translate doesn't help at all.
Oh, it does.
Sometimes.
It gets you 90% of the way there.
Ah, okay. I see.
It gets the bare minimum across.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's about it.
Okay, cool. So Japan doing well in English so far,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
especially on the menu.
It's very
Well, we've-
easy.
What shirts?
Coming
Across the
from
board.
Taiwan, China, and South Korea, the English here and communication's quite easy. We We're discussing that just before. Like, there's a lot of signs in English. You can
Yeah.
get across what you need, even if they don't speak. Like, they understand enough to point you in the right direction or get you the menu item you want. So it's
And people keep coming up to help us when we look confused. They're like, "What do you need? What are you looking for?" It's like, "Oh, thank you."
Actually, we went to round one, and we were trying to find if you could get like a
bowling.
No, we were doing the all the floors, and we were like, "Oh, do we get a card that we load up with money to scan on all the arcade games?" And this dude whipped out a Rolodex of like every different language that he needed, and he was just flipping through, and he's just like, "English," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's just like, "Flick, flick, 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 flick." and like hold up the cue card and have the translation of what he's trying to sound. I'm like, that's genius.
Yeah, I
But,
know,
like,
right?
His Rolodex was like, it was fat. It was like at least like 20 different languages and like 5 commonly asked questions that everyone else was like, oh, hey, I need to know where this is. Flick, flick, flick. I'm like, oh, okay.
So accommodating.
Yeah. Yeah. They prepare everything.
Yeah, and if it doesn't have a word for it, they've got an image of it. So if you like want something heated up at like 7-Eleven, it's got at the counter, it's got like bag, microwave, or card, and you just go, you point at it, you go, that one, and they go, yep, cool. Sorted. Sometimes you don't even need words to get it across.
Nice, nice. Cool, cool. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Because I speak Japanese.
Yeah, that's fair. That's an advantage.
Fair. That is so fair enough.
That's fair. That's an advantage.